All right, we should be live. I haven't actually checked yet. I had to go walk the dog before all this happened. I wanted to go earlier, or I want to go live a lot earlier, but clearly everything did not want to go that direction. Let's go ahead and let me tweet this out. I do appreciate this. Thank you, Derek, for commanding everybody to do this. I do appreciate that, so I don't have to annoy people by saying that. Let me tweet this out. And like I said, I need to put in Discord. Let's get people in here. We are an hour and 5 minutes away from the lock of the slate, in case you guys are wondering. And boy, we are going to have a passionate. You're going to have a passionate video here. Before you drop your questions and stuff in the comments, I'll probably be live for maybe like half an hour and stuff, so you guys can have time to build your lines and stuff. 11 likes already. I do appreciate that. Thank you guys very much. I do appreciate that. All right, so let's tweet it there. Let me get this up in Discord since I don't have Discord open on my phone. All right, we're all good to go. So when we're looking at this race, clearly with Larson going to the rear, and that hurts his chances at leading fast laps or leading laps. Clearly, getting fast laps because he'll be deep in the field. I originally had him as a play that I thought was very interesting. A guy to because look, the two guys that I'm focusing on here, it's Gibbs and AJ. The reason I'm doing that, let me move this over here. The reason I'm going there is because it should just be those two guys. If we look back at all the races in the Xfinity series, well, not all of them, but like you know what I mean. When we take a step back, look at how all of these guys are, how these guys are in terms of speed, how these guys are in terms of consistency, running up front, being there. Yes, you know, there's certain races that you can look at that ran into issues, like at Portland, beginning of the race when AJ had to start at the back of the field. But typically, you're seeing that Gibbs and AJ are running the fastest times throughout the entire field. And with them start here at a fast track, here at Watkins Glen, as I always say, certain tracks you can't fake speed at. You can kind of fake speed at certain places, but a fast road course you can't. We understand that Gibbs and AJ are going to be the guys there. Byron, I'm looking at him probably finishing around 4th today, getting passed by either Gibbs or AJ at some point. I fully believe we're going to have Ty Gibbs and AJ Allmendinger be 1 and 2, or whatever situation you want to be with AJ leading Ty in second, or Ty leading and AJ in second, or them kind of flip-flopping. If one doesn't get the fast lap, then the other one is going to get the fast lap. Those are the two guys I want to focus on. I think it's very easy for, maybe not easy is the correct word, but I'm not going to be shocked if both these guys hit value. Clearly, one of them is probably going to be in probably around 6.4 to 6.5 with probably around 70 points or 75 points, and I think the other one can very easily be mid 50s. I'm more than willing to play Gibbs and AJ in a line just due to the fact that we have so many good plays in the back that can easily pay off their price tag. Let's talk about the people who aren't in the pool. I think that is the easier way to do this. I'll put this on the screen and give us something to stare at while I talk here. So let me get this. Let me go there. And let's go ahead and... No, that really does hinder what he can do. All right, we got 55 people in here. While I load this, I can finally... I'll do my rants after this, actually. Let me get these here. So let's remove the people that, even in complete clusters, in complete jokes of an event, which it's going to be kind of difficult to have that here at Watkins Glen with how well they spread out. Okay, I understand they can get stupid in the first corner, but for the grand scheme of things, if you start in the top 10 and you do not get fast laps and you do not lead, you will not be optimal, and you probably won't even be like 4.5 So let's remove everybody who I don't want to waste time talking about. Okay. And that is, I want these in capitals because I like my capital letters here. So this is going all the way down to Connor. All right. So where I'm at, where I see this race going, what I want to do, Byron, hey, you know what? He might get a good start. He might stay out in front. Who knows? Maybe second place, third place gets kind of stupid, and these guys end up, just racing dumb, whatever the case is. And Byron can lead the first part of the first stage. Okay, that's a realistic thing that I can maybe see happening. Outside of that, Gibbs, AJ gonna have the fastest cars. Everyone outside of that, Larson, you're in the back, not going to lead laps. It's going to be difficult for you to get fast laps till the end of the race because you're going to be deep in traffic. You're not going to be able to ride. You're not going to be able to take the line that you want to take in most corners because you're most likely going to be out of the groove passing people. Custer, not playing you. See, all these guys just don't see it, okay? I don't really see these guys leading a ton of laps. Maybe you can argue for Daniel Hemrick because he's $8,200. Maybe. I got Hemrick as the highest projected guy in the Fs here, and he is at 37.45 points. Due to that, not looking at these guys. Once you get to the Grala all the way to Jeremy Clements, these guys are very much in play, and I think this is where the optimal lineup is honestly decided between the guys between 14th and 22nd. Not sure how many of those are going to be optimal, but it would not shock me if we see three guys from this range. It just depends on what happens up top. If Gibbs and AJ are optimal, or if it's just one of those guys, then it would probably go to the place differential plays of either Chastain, Gregson, Barry, Sammy, whatever the case is. All right, so we're here not wasting time, not playing Stephen Parsons, not playing Patrick Gallagher. Clearly, we got Kyle Weatherman. He's not even in the race. Or let me change that. He's not on the player pool. Doesn't affect us for daily fantasy. Okay. Brad Perez, not playing you. Brandon Brown, not playing you. Scott Heckert, not playing you. Ryan Sieg. We'll talk about him last because I am going to go into a rant here. I want to try and get through all these questions and then we can have fun and hang out and chill. But for me, Ryan Sieg, I'm not going to play, not because he didn't do a lap in practice, not because he, is dealing with issues there, but I am concerned about him being, and maybe I am fading him due to the potential of chalk. However, I am worried about his races at Watkins Glen. Okay, there's a lot of races to where he just hasn't run very well. Okay, 2015, last top 15 finish he had here. Outside of that, it's 18th, 31st, 27th, 26th, 23rd, 34th. I understand those are old years. I understand that is, he's ran more races since we've last been at Watkins Glen. However, this is a race where traditionally he has struggled. This is a race unlike the other road courses we go to in NASCAR, to where they're slow and technical, to where they're boring. I understand you might not like Watkins Glen, but Watkins Glen is fast. This leans into a different driving style. Sieg clearly struggles at this track. I don't care what happened in practice, despite the fact he didn't even take a cue, or despite the fact he didn't even take a practice lap. I would be concerned about Sieg just being stuck in the 20s in this race. Now, outside of that, these NASCAR reporters absolutely suck dick. It's not even funny. These guys are clowns. They don't do their job. Honestly, I can't believe they're showing so much dick sucking on network television, on daytime TV. Every time they talk to Kimmy, it's just, that's all it is. Okay. I bet you if Kimmy didn't run a practice lap, somebody would have walked their ass down there and asked them what's going on. Now, granted, we might have gotten some news since I started the stream, but I've been here for, I don't know, the whole morning waiting for somebody to go over there and ask, hey, just look. And this isn't me coming from, I could do a better job. I've been in the trenches before. I've been there. Okay. I've been in the pits, and it doesn't even take any type of effort. We'll have people walk by. Hey, what happened to your car in practice? Oh, something happened. This is what happened. Like, it's not that hard. You're telling me nobody is doing their job. Nobody's working. It's not even lazy. This is just blatant, not even doing their job. So shame on every motherfucker at the track for not checking out what's going on with Ryan Sieg. It's lazy. I don't even care if they do it now. The point is, you've had 5 hours to do it. Okay, you've had an eternity. Somebody could have asked, "Hey, Sieg, what's going on?" You ask a crew member, tired. It doesn't matter. Just, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like 7 seconds. It's ridiculous. Can't believe it. And then all it is just sucking Kimmy off, which is unprofessional. Okay, very unprofessional. Not only literally, but really, like it's kind of awkward, man. Is it cringy for everyone else? Like, I don't know. You got like it'd be different. First off, I don't really care about F1 in a sense of past champions. However, like if I meet Gene Simmons and I'm on the job for whatever reason, sure, I might be very quickly like, "Oh, I like Gene Simmons," but I'm not going to be like, "Oh my God, how are you doing? I've been a fan since I was like 7. Like, what's going on?" Like, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Kimmy's here." Everybody's just freaking out. Do you look how awkward Kimmy feels? Are you guys seeing this? Every time somebody talks to him, he looks uncomfortable because of how much. Granted, he is a world champion. Okay, he's going to get attention. We understand that, but just check out the body language. It's not like, oh, he like it this is a bit cringy, man. We got full on cringe going on this weekend. And oh, what's that? You guys are talking to a bunch of photographers that had lead get thrown at them for Rick Ware, but you aren't asking Ryan Sieg what's up with his car. This is ridiculous. All right, now I got that out of the way. When we look at how I want to go and approach this race, as I said, personally, I like Gibbs. I like AJ. I think there's a very good chance that Gibbs and AJ are optimal. Even if Gibbs, like he's 10-2, he doesn't have to go that high. Give me 50 points, okay? Gibbs is already starting. Let me bring this over here. Gibbs is already starting with 42 points, okay? He does not have to do an outrageous day to still finish second and finish with like 51 points, okay? It is not crazy for him to do that on fast laps alone. And I would not be shocked if he gets the lead at some point. I think the roads to Ty Gibbs getting value is very clear and very likely to happen. I think AJ wins the race. I think he has the best car. I think this is a very similar race to Portland, where it's just those two guys by themselves, and that's it. Okay. I think Larson could have contended, but now he has to start from the rear. I still have Larson finishing 6th. I moved him down. I think I had him finishing 4th earlier, but I had to take away a lot of the fast laps I was giving Larson because, look, he's deep in the field. I already went through that. You already know my opinion. I'm leaning towards Gibbs and AJ in this, and that's where I'm at there. Side note, real quick, because I haven't really talked about it. Dude, last week, Richmond, I was furious. I hate it. I hate it when I'm that wrong, when I just whiff. Like Larson didn't lead, Chastain messes up. Logano lead. I don't even have any interest in Logano. I'm very passionate in this stream here, and we're gonna have a good time. When we look at the guys back here, I think Gregson's a freaking awesome play. I think he's fantastic. The guy is gonna finish top 5. Okay, we understand top 7 minimum. I think he can contend for top 5. That's where we always see Gregson at. We understand what we're getting from him in these road courses. Ross is a very similar play. I got him projected for less than Gregson. However, these guys are very similar plays, and I think Ross might end up being more popular than Noah due to the fact that they see Ross Chastain starting 15th, and they just go to him despite the fact that he's more expensive. And I think Gregson's an identical play to Chastain. I think they're identical plays. I would just rather go with the cheaper one there. So that's where I'm at. All these guys are in the pool. Everybody but the Fs are in the pool. I'm just trying to rank them based on where I think they're more viable. I'm a bit concerned with Gralla starting 14th. I think he might run into some issues. Or not issues, but issues in terms of DFS. Like right now, I got him for 11th. Okay, like can I really? This is a stacked field. We're kind of forgetting that as well. This Xfinity Series field is stacked. Like the top 12 are all studs. The top 12 finishers are going to be studs. Okay, so you get Gralla. Is he going to beat these studs? These alpha chads? Nah, man. Kaz is a bit of a beta. Okay, and so I got to put him for like 11th. I just don't see it. Josh Berry, 8-8. I think Barry he's gonna run well, as I just said, kind of the same argument that I made with Gralla. I think Barry kind of hits a wall around 9th, 10th, 11th. just due to you're going to have Larson, you're going to have Byron, AJ, Gibbs, most likely Gregson. Then you're probably going to have Allgaier running around 8th or 9th. You're going to have Hill, Hemrick, right around this range. We can easily see who runs in the top 8, 7-ish all day. And so once you get to like Barry, I don't see him blowing the roof off to get into that top 7 and stuff. And so I personally, I have Barry in the pool, but he's probably the one I would have the least interest in right here. And then once we get to LeBay, Castle, Balicki, Clements, these are guys that they all project well for me. They all hit value. Granted, I mean, they're all in different price ranges, but they all project hit value for me. When we get to Sammy Smith, I got him right at 38 points. He ran yesterday. We saw how he ran. He was killing that race until the final restart yesterday. I do think that track time helps him out. He's $7,600. He started 19th. I think he's very much in play, but I think I would probably prefer to go to Castle for a little bit cheaper, to LeBay for a little bit cheaper. But I think Sammy Smith is clearly in there, and maybe Sammy Smith is more of a tournament play. We might have to go there, try and get different somewhere. So maybe Sammy is a play in terms of ownership to try and get off the kind of the Landon Castle play. If we start going down a bit further, as I said earlier, I mean, I think we get 2 of these guys, 2 of these gentlemen between 14th and 22nd in the optimal line, maybe 3, depending on what happens in this race. Once we get to here, we can throw, Jeremy in there. We can throw Balicki in there, which I think Balicki is a fantastic value play. But once we get to here, it's really more so you're playing these guys to, like, if you're playing Lally over, I just went blank on who's in the 7K range. Like, if you're playing Andy Lally over Landon Castle, well, you're believing that Lally's a bit safer. Same thing with Snyder over Castle, over these guys. Like, these are probably the more aggressive plays, probably more tournament plays that have a higher likelihood to finish top 10, to whereas everybody back here are a bit safer plays that have certainly a higher floor and a higher ceiling, but the realistic chances that they knock themselves in the top 10 is a bit small. Like Snyder, I think he runs well, probably finishing around 14th, 13th, whereas one of these guys might luck their way, whether it be pit road strategy, whether it be late race restart, actually being like starting 12th in a late race restart and being able to work their way into like 9th or something. You get what I'm saying? I feel like these guys are more tournament plays. These guys are more of the safer plays. Despite whatever the case it is, they all project out well. It just depends on how you want to approach this race and what you want to do in terms of a lineup construction point of view. How much time we got before this slate starts? Because I haven't even put my line in. We got 47 minutes. All right. My mouse has been double clicking like crazy lately. Once we get to here, personally, I want to try and avoid Jeb Burton. I got him for 32 points, but I think he's a bit risky, just in my opinion. I like Snyder. I want to try and be under Partis. I like Andy, and Chris Wright is projected to be a good point per dollar play. And really, I think I know he's in the 68, but dude has a sponsor, and those cards are not terrible. Like if Brant, first off, it's Chris Wright, okay? Road course background. We're nearly always in these dumb situations where Chris Wright is nearly always chalk at these freaking road courses. He's $4,800. Okay, Chris, same thing, man. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to make a name for yourself. Just show up and do your job, and you'll be fine. Okay, Chris. I swear to God, if I can't say that on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's gonna be very depressing, and a very somber day in this household when Chris Wright eventually takes somebody out and gets put in the wall in this race. But he projects out well. He works out well, especially and you don't even need him to get both Gibbs and AJ in your lines. But if you're trying to get a lot of the more expensive place differential plays, I think Chris Wright is very viable. I know we got a lot of A's here, but everybody's projecting well. It really depends on what happens in these races against like certain head-to-heads, like between LeBay, Castle. Like, let's talk about the 7K range to end this, and then I'll start looking at the comments. If I had to rank the 7K range, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Probably won't do everybody, but I just want to see where it leads to. If you want to support me, support Pearce, support this work, support the shows, support all the stuff that goes into this, you can join the Patreon at the, actually, I'm on StreamYard, in the link below, not above my head, because I don't have it on this stream. So when we look at the 7K range, Castle, Snyder, and Alley gonna project so close to each other, okay? They are all within 4 points, okay? I think Castle carries more ownership. Actually, when we look at the whole 7K range in general, from $7,600 Sammy Smith to $6,800 Kaz Gralla, they are all separated by, actually, let me take Kaz Gralla out of that. Between LeBay and Sammy Smith, they're all separated by like 6 points, okay? So when we're looking at this in terms of how we want to attack this slate and what we want to do to get different, I think that 7K range is where we go to get different. That actually really, I think I'm going to play Sammy Smith due to the fact that he is so close to everybody else. He's had more track time than everybody else. He is, maybe, I'm going to guess, he goes under-owned because we see Landon Castle probably for the best projected points in this range. People understand how safe Snyder is. People understand how safe Andy Lally is. I think that leads to Sammy Smith being under-owned compared to what he can do. That makes me like Sammy Smith as a tournament play more and more as I talk about this live. And it makes me feel like I don't need to chase the chalk that's on Castle, not because I want to just fade, not because I want to fade the chalk based on him being chalk, but the fact that this range is separated by like 4 to 5 points between these drivers. And I think it leads to a lot of leverage to try and get different. And so for me, just talking out loud, I would want to personally get off of Castle, hope that he scores a bit lower than what I have him. Like I have him 43 points. Maybe he can score like 37, 38, somewhere around there. Doesn't have a fantastic day, and I could play somebody who projects out very similar, who's going to be less owned. Might be a bit more risky, but that's what we're looking for in tournaments and stuff. So that'd be Sammy Smith. I think, we can even throw in LeBay for a play there. And so TDLR, 7K range, I think that's what you should use to get different. I don't think you necessarily have to worry about, what do I do with Jeb Burton? What do I do with Partis? What do I do with Balicki? I think it's a 7K range of where these tournaments are going to be won. Personally, talking through this more and more, I like Sammy Smith more and more. As I look at what I can do with the line, as I look at what chalk that gets me off of and the type of build that it leads to, that's where I'm at there. Thank you guys for listening. I'm still going to be live. I'm just saying I haven't even looked at the comment sections for the last like 20 minutes. So thank you guys for still being here. 160 you guys here. Oh man. I thought I was still talking like 50 of y'all. Thank you for being here. Let me move this and get through these comments here and look through. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, Mr. Revere. See, I can't think of a good Paul Revere pun or a joke. So yeah. Okay, I agree. Let's try and do it. Let's see what happens. Cody, you understand my opinion on that? I don't know what GM means. Play Curry right. Oh man, these are all head to head. These are all lineup questions, man. All right, let me go ahead and let me get all this stuff out. Or let me get this stuff up on this screen so I can answer these things better instead of just talking out loud. All right, so what is this? Can I play? What, dude? My mouse is. My batteries might be dying. Okay, can I play Curry? Bailey Curry, right? I mean, you can. I don't see a reason to play two of those guys. I don't see a reason to play both Curry and Wright together. Because you can play a very balanced line today and not needing to go to two 5K guys. Okay, you can just stick in the 7K range, and you can be fine there. Let's see. I talked about Sammy Smith. Those three guys don't. Optimally, it'll probably lean to 2 due to the fact that this race is only 82 laps. You got to remember that we'll probably lose several of those to caution laps and stuff. So let's say we're working with 67 green flag laps today. 116. That's 16.75 lap lead points. Actually, that's backwards. I did it on lap lead. Let's do 67 fast laps. 67 green flag. That's 30.15 fast lap points, plus the 20.5 lap lead points. Those 50 points, in my opinion, get distributed between Gibbs and between AJ. So I don't think Byron can get many of those. Maybe he ends up getting 4, maybe 7 total hog points, but the rest of them are going to go to, Ty Gibbs and AJ. And I also want to put, yes, I am here because I like listening, and I like helping people out and stuff. But all this is, look, like I said, I'm not playing Sieg, but I talk out loud. The reason I do this stuff is to just get my opinion out there and stuff. So I don't know if other people are going to do that. I think Sieg might end up being. I have no idea what happens to his ownership due to the fact that he didn't even run practice. So yeah. I always get so scared when people are like, man, you swayed me off of this guy. Like last week, I forgot who it was. They asked me, what do I think of Logano? And I was like, dude, Logano's an ass play. And then about an hour later, I texted him in the race, and I was like, dude, I am so sorry. I apologize so bad. Thank you, Pete. I do appreciate it. I assume that was part of the rant, or at the rant time. Yeah, bro. Do we still have it? Like, do we have any news? Does anybody in the NASCAR industry even give a shit about their job? Like, let me see. Another thing with like the people going to the rear, like I knew Timmy Hill was going to the rear because they were working on their gears, but like the to the rear news came out like nearly 2 hours post qualifying. Okay, maybe not like that much, like an hour and a half. Like I can't sit around all day for this news, man. Like I got to get the projections out. And so as soon as I uploaded the projections Patreon, the to the rear news came out and had Larson on there. Like how is that? Yeah, we still don't have news. And now it's a joke because everybody's like, oh my god, bonus points whoever can tell me what's going on with Ryan Sieg. No, fuck that. We need to burn these motherfuckers at the stake. It's ridiculous, dude. I'd like Bob Cockris, you fucking suck. You guys suck. You just suck. Let's see. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. I got I got Gregson projected to be higher. Between those guys. Snyder and this is a good question. Let's see. I would go Lally. Just a slight edge to Lally there, just because he's starting so close to the back. And in cash, you want that just an extra bit of cushion because you're just trying to get the top 50, or not 50, like 40%, 45, 40. I forgot what they pay out in 50/50s. Is it still 50? I thought it was like 45%. Whatever the case is, in cash, you want to have that little bit extra cushion on there. So I would go with Lally. I don't see a reason why Byron runs away with this race. I don't see it. I don't see him running away with it, man. Yes, sure. Yes, he's going to run top 5 all day. I have William Byron projected to finish. What is that? Second? Yeah, I got him projected for second. I just don't see him staying out in front the whole time. Like right now, here I'll tell you my exact projections for William Byron here. I got him for 6 laps led, an aggressive 16 fast laps. I can't give him any more than that. I think those fast laps is huge. Like, that is a gigantic chunk. He might end up with like 8 fast laps by the end of this race and 4 laps led. That's what I'm giving Byron today. Thank you very much for that. So I don't have to tell people. Pardus is fine. Like, I never get Pardus right. Sometimes he does well. Sometimes he gets wrecked. I think certainly Watkins Glen removes a lot of the issues that we see at more of these road courses where these guys just get moved out of the way late in the race. I don't see Pardus just being punted late in this race. However, now that we're at Watkins Glen, and this is a Pardus's style, as I said, translates very well to very tight corners, a slower type of racetrack, and we can see that backed up by his finishing positions at some of the slower racetracks and stuff. So, like, and I even go through his better finishes, like 10th place at Indy, 7th at a Roval, 11th at Road America, 8th at Road America, 16th at Road America, Coda 14th. However, I mean, that's Pardus's good days. His bad days are 36th, 23rd, 27th, 32nd, 35th, 29th, 31st. Pardus is very much, he's going to finish 16th or he's going to finish in the 20s. I think I got him a top 20 finish right now, but not too aggressive based on projections. He's not a priority for me. And I don't think I'm landing on him because he is, where is Pardus at? He's $6,100. I would much rather play Balicki than Pardus, in my opinion, or where I'm at there. Not playing Custer, not playing Creed. Just due to the fact that they're not hitting my rule of, I got to see you at least close to 5x on the value, and I don't see it for either of these guys. So there's that. I think that's really it, man. I think I've covered about everything. ACS wanted me to cover, so I don't know if he's watching right now, but let me answer this question from Patreon that I saw him ask me earlier. Punt starting further back, like Balicki, Pardus, right, Curry. Oh, and risk going left. Okay, so when we're looking at the true value plays today, and let me highlight these guys. We got Balicki, Parsons, Wright, and Curry. I don't think people go a lap down. Like I said, I don't know if ASC is in here, but he did ask me this in the Discord and said I could answer it in the live show. I don't think if people do go laps down, I'm not necessarily concerned about that aspect. I just would prefer to go to Balicki and Wright over Curry and Parsons due to the fact that I think Balicki is going to run pretty well today. And he's a direct competitor against Parsons. I think Balicki can actually finish top 10 today in this equipment, in this team with Alpha Beta Prime Racing. I think Balicki can honestly contend for a top 10. I'm not projecting him for that. I'm actually projecting Balicki for, where are we at here? Giving Balicki 16th, but I can see a lot of situations where Balicki finishes, like 11th today, compared to, Curry and who's the other guy I highlighted here? Compared to Curry and Parsons. That's just where I'm at there. Like, see, dude, Chris, I'm trying to click your comment, man. my mouse is dying. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I just need to replace the battery. I think that's a good line of cash. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. I think this would be a really hard slate for cash, to be honest with you. The reason I say that, and maybe if you're in smaller, I don't know, man. This is a tough race for cash because most people should be playing very similar lineups. And not even just for that, I guess for GPPs as well. But the scoring is going to be incredibly close today throughout the entire race, especially when fast laps and laps led get eaten up by mainly two guys. I understand we might have some guy, we're going to have somebody lead, because they stay out in the stage or whatever. We'll have some fast laps distributed between. But when a majority of the fast laps led go to like 2 or 3 guys, okay? And everything else is based on place differential. And the place differential plays are all projected very, very close. Scoring is going to be incredibly close, whether you're playing cash and you're looking at the cash line. And I don't even mean from not making money to making money. Let's say I don't play cash. I don't know how big the contests are. Let me see the contest real quick. Because I could probably talk out loud better if I understand what sizes we're dealing with here. So let's look at 50-50 and double ups for Xfinity. So like let's say you're playing that $5 with 460 people in it, okay? And the top 200 get paid out. Yeah, see, it's 40. This cash is 43.57 paid out. I knew it was somewhere around there. The difference between a lineup in the top 50th percentile of the contest, which is including the cash line, 50 to 43, that's 7% of lines, and probably 43 to the top 27 is going to be like, I would not be shocked if it was like 20 points or 17 points. Okay. We're talking about like probably maybe eight positions on the track between your 6 drivers. Like, this is an incredibly tough or incredibly tight scoring contest. So just keep that in mind when you're playing there. Oh yeah, well then yeah, you'll fuck your brother harder than those planes did the towers in New York City with that line. So I think you're fine there. As long as he's not watching this contest, you'll be fine with that line. I think that's pretty much it, man. Cover the reporters. How many people we got watching this? 98 of you guys here for 40 minutes of your time, my time. Thank you guys very much. If you like this, if you're entertained or whatever, consider joining Patreon. Consider donating on the PayPal in the link description below, so Google doesn't take some of your money. I do give this stuff to Pearce as well. So yeah, I will see you guys. Flex, dude. First off, yes. Second off, you know, I know you're getting right into the meat and the potatoes of your question, but when you hop into a DFS stream and they've been live for 40 minutes, they have answered this question. Okay? I don't know. Between LeBay and Pearce, I think that's what I'm thinking. So we got LeBay, we got Pearce. They are they're $1,000 separated. LeBay's projected for more. Pearce is a better point per dollar play. It just really comes down to what you're doing in your thing there. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. I'm glad you liked it. Michael Curtis, last minute super chat. If I can click, dude, I'm trying to click it. I promise. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. And thank you for keeping. Thank you. I mean, for maybe like 20 streams in a row. I do appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Everybody else, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I'll give you guys last 20-ish minutes before the slate locks to build your lines, and I will see you guys tomorrow to talk about the Cup Series race. So I will see you guys then.